Today is April 28th, and we are revealing the winners of the Jane Addams Children's Book Award for 2017. My name is Heather Palmer, and I have chaired this year's award committee. The Jane Addams Children's Book Award began acknowledging books in 1953 and has continued this tradition annually ever since. Books celebrated by the award reflect the values of its namesake, Jane Addams, its founder, the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom, and its sponsor, the Jane Addams Peace Association. The criteria for the Jane Addams Award are as timely today as when the award began honoring the life and work of Jane Addams 64 years ago. The winners and honor books excel in literary and visual artistry and effectively engage children between the ages of 5 and 14 in thinking about peace, social justice, global community, and equity for all people. The books tell stories that help children understand that peace is a process, that peace and social justice go hand in hand, and that without power and equality for women, there can be no peace. Eligible books are published in the United States or Canada in the calendar year preceding the award year, and may be books of any length, genre, or format. And now, for the reveal. The winner of the 2017 Jane Addams Children's Book Award in the Books for Younger Children category is Steamboat School, written by Deborah Hopkinson, illustrated by Ron Husband, and published by Disney Jump at the Sun, an imprint of Disney Book Group. Steamboat School is a fictionalized account of Reverend John Meacham's resourceful circumvention of an 1847 Missouri statute that outlawed schooling for African Americans. This picture book sketches the evolution of Meacham's secret school from its location in a cellar, through its closure by police, to its reincarnation on a steamboat floating on the Mississippi River well beyond the laws of any territory. It's also the transformative story of young James, one of the students, who realizes the importance of small acts of courage. Detailed pen and ink illustrations animate the story, accenting a world whose darkness is made lighter through education. We selected 2 honor books for younger children. First Step, How One Girl Put Segregation on Trial, written by Susan E. Goodman, illustrated by E.B. Lewis, and published by Bloomsbury Children's Books, spotlights a decisive action in the long history of African American efforts to desegregate schools by law. Banned from a nearby school for white children only, young Sarah Roberts must travel from one side of Boston to the other to attend a school for black children. Her parents fight back against this injustice and bring a case against the city. While Sarah's case is unsuccessful, it is the first step on the road to the groundbreaking Brown versus Board of Education nearly 100 years later, and to the systemic change underway today. Lewis's warm watercolor illustrations enliven the text and make the first step accessible to young readers. I Dissent, Ruth Bader Ginsburg Makes Her Mark, written by Debbie Levy, illustrated by Elizabeth Badley, and published by Simon & Schuster Books for Young Readers, celebrates Ruth Bader Ginsburg's lifelong refusal to accept the unacceptable. Inspired by her mother, Ginsburg's devotion to fighting for justice is signaled by the refrain, I dissent, that rings through both text and illustrations. Frequently humorous, this picture book biography notes Ginsburg's foibles, the support of her husband and family, and her struggles as a lawyer, professor, and judge. With energy and charm, Levy and Badley represent Justice Ginsburg as a true hero who never hesitates to disagree with the status quo, either in her personal life or on the bench of the U.S. Supreme Court. And now, the books for older children. Sachiko, a Nagasaki bomb survivor's story, written by Karen B. Stelson and published by Carol Rhoda Books, a division of Lerner Publishing Group, is the winner in the Books for Older Children category. Sachiko traces the life of Sachiko Yasui, a 6-year-old playing with friends a mere half-mile from Ground Zero when the United States bombed Nagasaki. Some, including Sachiko's brothers, died within days of the blast, while others, including a younger sister and her father, slowly died from cancer. Drawing strength from her personal teachers of peace, her father, Helen Keller, Mohandas Gandhi, and Martin Luther King Jr., the adult Sachiko finds the courage 50 years later to tell her own story and work publicly to change the world. Sachiko's dignified voice emerges with elegance and respect in this documentary based upon extensive interviews and extended with poignant and pointed historical photographs. We named 2 honor books in the Books for Older Children category. We Will Not Be Silent, The White Rose Student Resistance Movement That Defied Adolf Hitler, written by Russell Friedman and published by Clarion Books, an imprint of Houghton Mifflin Harcourt Books for Young Readers, charts the political evolution of a handful of university students, many former members of the Hitler Youth, as they witness Nazi persecution of German citizens. Friedman centers this sobering documentary on the short lives of White Rose founder Hans Scholl and his younger sister Sophie, siblings who wrote, printed, and distributed anti-Nazi leaflets, ultimately making them targets of the Gestapo. Black and white photographs show just how average these students were in some ways, while the text highlights their extraordinary bravery. Although they were executed for their defiance, Hans and Sophie's courage inspired others then, and inspires young people now, to speak out against injustice, discrimination, prejudice, and state violence. Wolf Hollow, written by Lauren Wolk, published by Dutton Books for Young Readers, an imprint of Penguin Random House, is a coming-of-age novel set in rural World War II Pennsylvania. 12-year-old Annabelle encounters incorrigible cruelty for the first time when a bully, Betty, singles her out. Betty's ceaseless campaign against Annabelle extends to Toby, a troubled homeless World War I veteran who roams the woods between Annabelle's home and school. As a false accusation takes hold of the town, Annabelle's awareness of the world's unfairness grows. Despite supportive parents and her own courageous actions, Annabelle cannot prevent a chain of tragic events. Her dilemma challenges readers to think about how to live morally and ethically in a world marred by cruelty and war. Thank you, talented authors and illustrators, for believing in children and for creating life-changing books for us to place in their hands. Congratulations to all. We will hold our 65th annual award ceremony on October 20th, 2017 in New York City. This event is open to the public. Please visit the Jane Addams Peace Association website for more information. The winners and honor books are carefully selected by a national committee. By design, the members of our diverse group reside all across the United States, and our deliberations take place virtually. The members of the 2017 Jane Addams Children's Book Award Committee are to be congratulated on a job well done. They are Marianne Baker, Catherine Bruce, Ann Carpenter, Sonia Cherry Paul, Julie Olson Edwards, Susan Fries, Ilza Garcia, Ijuma Jordan, Janice Mateo Toledo, Lauren Mayer, Beth McGowan, Heather Palmer, and Barbara Ward. We'd like to publicly acknowledge the groups of children, adolescents, and adults who engaged in book discussions with many of the committee members throughout the jury's evaluation and selection process. Thank you, former chairs and committee members, for your continued engagement in our work. We also wish to wholeheartedly thank our president, our web manager, and our Peace Education Project Board for their support. Details about the October 20th award event and information about securing winner and honor book seals are available from the Jane Addams Peace Association. Contact the organization by phone at 212-682-8830 or by email info@janeaddamspeace.org. We invite you to visit the Jane Addams Peace Association website, where you will find additional information about the Jane Addams Children's Book Award, a complete list of books that have been honored since 1953, and a printable poster and bookmark featuring this year's winners and honor books. We also invite you to subscribe to our weekly e-news publication, which showcases current happenings about Jane Addams Children's Book Award authors and illustrators, past and present. Thank you for joining us.